So before I go and take this out and put it on the tree in my favourite spot, I'm just going to go through some of the things that you get in the pack, and I'm going to put the SD card in, and I'm also going to run through the setup. So two of the connectors, you've got your audio visual connector there. I don't use that, and also you've got your USB connector. I don't use that neither, because I find it much easier just to get a micro SD card and remove that and put it directly into the PC for the pictures and the video. So the other thing that you get is the bracket to, if you wish to use a bracket, I'll be using this because I just find this much more convenient. But if you're putting it on a shed or something similar to that, then what you're going to need is to fix this to the shed, and then by using the supplied Allen key, you can just adjust everything, and then ultimately this just screws into the bottom of that, and basically you've got something like that, which is really good. But again, I won't be using that neither. So what I do like about this, however, is this bracket on the back, because it allows you to, what I've found is I may be putting it on something, but I need it pointing down or I need it pointing up. And what I've had to do is, so far, stick a twig behind it and then wrap it around, so that gives the angle. But I'm not too sure if you can see this. You've got a back on it that's actually curved, so you can see where it actually goes to. So let's pop this in, a micro SD card. And it just goes into the bottom here. Shows you which way in. There we go. So that's in there, like so. That's in there like that now. These are your connectors, so there's your audio cable in, and there's your USB connection in. On the bottom you've got off, test and on. Now then, so currently it's switched off, and as you will see, I've already got all the batteries in there, which are nice and hidden. I've had another one like this. It lasts for absolutely ages, the battery. It's probably, well, absolutely ages. I've had it out there for 2 weeks previously and never had to do anything with the batteries, and that's taken lots of video and lots of pictures, both during the day and during the night. If I switch it to test, this is basically, oops, let's see if you can see it. This is basically what you would use if you were setting up and you wanted to see it. On the front, you've got lights that come on to show you when it's setting, you know, if you're walking into an area, just so that you know where it's going to be taking pictures. You can obviously see on the bottom there the battery. If you go into the menu, you can flick through, so going into each one of these quickly, I'm not too sure if you can see, but we'll see. Mode, so if we go into that, so whether it's photo, video or both. The resolution, starting off at 12 megapixel all down to 1 megapixel. Obviously something like that I suppose would depend on how often it's going to be tripped and the size of the memory card that you're using in it. Photo series, how many photos it takes, because this can affect when it goes into video, so you might just want one photo and then straight into the video. Obviously the video resolution, so on all of these I go to the top, so it'll be 1920 by 1080p and 12 megapixel cameras. You never know if that picture that you're going to get is going to be the only one that's any good. No. I don't know what that one is. I'll have to have a look at that. Video length, so this is how long it records for once it's been tripped. Audio recording obviously speaks for itself. Infrared distance, so you can set basically the sensitivity and the distance on those two for the motion sensor and the infrared sensor. So your infrared is going to pick up the photo itself at night time, so you can set where you want the focus of that to be, and then obviously your sensitivity, that's pretty much how often do you want it going off, what do you want it to be set by. Now I've got badgers, foxes, deer and everything around here. What else we've got? You can do it as a time lapse, and then obviously just your bits and pieces. So we'd need to, for example, set the date and time up before I take it out, and that's all you do. You just go through and set it up from there. So that's, again, that's it in a nutshell. Sorry if you couldn't see the last bit of it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get it set up and get it taken out and start taking pictures. I started to thread it through to mount it onto the tree, and you've got either of these that you can put it through. And again, what that basically means is, depending on where you want it up or down, yeah, depends where you thread it. So we'll just continue with that. Okay, so we've got it mounted. I'm just going to open it up and turn it on, and then you can see it in action then. So it's literally a case of, you've obviously got your memory card already loaded in it. So you turn it round and flick it to on. You'll see it coming on there. Just reseal it. Now I've got no need to get it set up because I know where it's going. But basically you've got about a 15-second countdown before it starts doing it, so that you don't actually get caught in it. But so you can see it there, and this is the trail, and what we're going to catch over the next few nights, hopefully, will at least be a badger, definitely foxes, and we should see some deer as well. So just show you where they come down from. You can see the marks there, so I know we're on a trail here, and that's where they come down from, up there. So really looking forward to see what I get. Perfect. Changing the position of it. I've just got pigeons on this one, so I'm just going to move it up the track a bit more. And this is that's the trail now that we're going to be doing. So fingers crossed.